Hello everyone, my name is Miranda and welcome to Book Talk. Today I will be reviewing Through the Zombie Glass by Gina Shultwater. It's the second book in the White Rabbit Chronicles, the first being Alice in Zombieland. I actually went out to Barnes & Nobles and bought Through the Zombie Glass, but then I lent it to my friend so she could read it, so I'll just have to make do without it for this little review. Alice in Zombieland I consider to be one of the best books I read this year. It came out last year, but I didn't read it till earlier this year, and I have been anticipating / dreading Through the Zombie Glass for many months now. Obviously anticipating because I've been so excited for it to come out. It was such a great story and so unlike anything I'd read that I was like, this is amazing. But then I read the description for the next book. It says, after a strange new zombie attack, Alice fears that she may be losing her mind. A terrible darkness blooms inside her, urging her to do wicked things. The whispers of the dead assault her ears, and mirrors seem to come frighteningly to life. She's never needed her team of zombie slayers more, including her boyfriend Cole, than she does now. But as Cole strangely withdraws and the zombies gain new strength, Allie knows one false step may doom them all. So that sounds pretty interesting, right? Except for the part about Cole withdrawing, because I'm like, oh no, here we go, Edward Cullen all over again. But if you read the back of Alice in Zombieland, Gina Shultwater puts in a nice little saying about the second story, and she says, and again, I quote, "A new slayer returns to town, and oh, is he hot. And immediately in my mind, that goes to, uh-oh, love triangle. Now, if you don't know me, I hate love triangles. They are the bane of my reading existence. Didn't like the love triangle in Hunger Games, City of Bones, Match, anything, basically. Any love triangle I have not liked, and I was very fearful that Alice in Zombieland was going to turn into a love triangle, which I was like, no! But I am happy to report there is no such thing. If you haven't read the book, I'll try and keep this section spoiler-free. So basically what happens is a new slayer arrives in town. There are actually two, but one's the hot guy. His name is Gavin, and what happens is he is from a descendant of two zombie slayers, like Alice and Cole. So Alice and him end up having visions together. I won't tell you what the visions are, I don't want to spoil that, but let's just say Cole doesn't like them, and also at the same time Cole and Allie are no longer having visions together, so that kind of makes everything a little worse. Allie is still very kick-butt in this one. I like her maybe like a little less than the first one, just because it seems to be all over the place, and like I said, Cole withdrawing thing just bugs me so much, like Edward, and it's never even really explained. Like, it just seems like him being a d-bag. And then too, he's very out of character in this one. He calls her like baby and stuff like that, and I'm like, the Cole that I read in the first book would not use the word baby. Like, that just is not in his vocabulary. That's like, he beats people up who use the word baby. So I didn't like that. But if you haven't read the book, I don't want to spoil anything more for you, so go read it, go get it from your library, buy it on your Nook, whatever you need to do to read it, come back, watch the rest of the video. Alright, so if you're still here, that means that either you read Through the Zombie Glass or you don't care if you're spoiled. Basically, what ends up happening is, at the end of the last book, Alice in Zombieland, there was a big zombie fight, and Alice got bit a lot of times, and her sister explains to her in this book that basically they weren't able to administer the antidote fast enough. She got bit too many times. So she now has a part of herself that is zombie. And the zombie part and the good part are constantly fighting for battle. And Zombie Allie, can I just tell you, Zombie Allie is bad to the bone. Like, if she wasn't trying to eat Allie's soul and destroy her and stuff, I would be like, this girl is awesome, because she kicks butt. Basically, whenever she looks in a mirror at Allie, Zombie Allie is there. And she's got bruises on her face, she looks like a zombie, and she's like, I'm going to eat all your friends. And then what ends up happening is she gets strong enough where she can come out of the mirror, and that is just so it blows my mind, so crazy. My friend actually compared it to, she's turning into the Mad Hatter Allie, kind of she's going insane, like the real Alice was accused of doing in Alice in Wonderland. So that's really cool. And like I said before, Cole is being a total tool in this book. He breaks up with Allie, which is just about the stupidest thing I can think of, even though I knew it was coming based on the description of the book. And like I said, the reason is never really explained. I mean, he says, like, he's scared to get close to anyone, but it's like, that's a that's a cop-out. Like, he was just, like, mad that she wasn't having visions, and he took a little temper tantrum like a 5-year-old, and then walked out. And it's like, I used to like Cole, now I just feel like he's, like, out of character in this book, and he's kind of a baby, and it's like, grow a pair, Cole. Come on. Put on your big boy pants. Man up. Allie says she doesn't want Gavin, so you know what, just get over it. Gavin, too, that brings me to Gavin. I thought I wouldn't like him because I thought, like I said, it was going to be a love triangle. But it wasn't, and I was so happy. And then I actually started to like Gavin. He's funny. He's nice to Allie. Like, I feel like Allie and him have that little flirty thing where, like, they're like, we're just friends. We're not going to go any farther than this, because neither of them want to. And Allie tells Cole that, like, 5 times. She's like, I don't want to be with this guy. And he's like, but you're going to want to. The visions always come true. And I'm just like, oh. This book was just very confusing. I feel like she tried to fit so much stuff into one book, when really she didn't have to. I mean, we have Zombie Alley, and then we have this whole thing at the end, middle-ish, where, like, Reeves' boyfriend turns out to work for this, like, company, I guess, that wants to use Allie because she can help heal this man's daughter, who, I don't even know. It's confusing to me. So we have that going on. We have, like I said, the Zombie Alley. We have the whole thing with Cole, the whole thing with the visions. And then, too, Allie and her Nana are now living in Reeves' house. And that's just really, really weird because Allie doesn't want to take any favors from anyone, even though it's like you don't have a house and you don't have food. I think this is, like, okay to take some favors from people. But she's just like, nope. So she won't eat any of their food. So she buys her own bagels, and they're like, do they know that you're starving yourself? She's like, I am not starving myself. And it's like, just eat the French toast, Allie. It's not the end of the world. Swallow your pride, eat the French toast. You can see why her and Cole get along. They both have pride issues. And that reminded me, too, when Cole broke up with her. When Cole broke up with her, it's one of my favorite scenes in the book. She, like, takes her drawer and she, like, throws it. She just, like, tries and slams everything she can. And then Reeves' dad comes in and he's like, I'm gonna get someone to clean this up. And she's like, no one can clean this up. And it's just like, okay. But my favorite scene in the entire book, and I've told this to my friend who was reading it, is when the vision that Allie had with Gavin comes true. So Zombie Allie basically takes over Allie's body, and she's talking to Gavin at the time, so Zombie Allie's like, we need to eat Gavin. And she starts, like, licking him, and it's just so awkward. And you're like, oh no, she's gonna eat Gavin. And then all of a sudden, like, the door kicks in, and Cole's like, Allie, what are you doing? And he, like, rips her up. And he's like, I figured it out. You would never cheat on me with another guy unless it wasn't you. And it's just, like, so ridiculous. Because, like, he pushes the Nana down in, like, his haste to get to her and save Gavin. And then Gavin, like, apologizes. He's like, I am so sorry that I was so delicious to you. I should have stopped myself and, like, worn some not barbecue cologne that day. One thing that I really didn't like, though, was Emma. I feel like Emma, if you ever watch Vampire Diaries, how, like, Bonnie would always solve their problems. Like, they would be like, we have a problem. Let's go to Bonnie. She has the magic book. Like, Emma is kind of that in this situation. It's like they always have a problem, and Allie's just like, Emma, get over here. And then, like, Emma shows up and is like, what do you want me to do, sis? And she's like, it's going to be okay. Like, Emma's the one that tells her about being a zombie. Like, Allie can figure that out for herself. Okay. Emma's the one that, like, basically is like, I'll go get Cole when Allie gets kidnapped, and she's like, oh, I'll take him there, and whatever. So it's just, like, it seems like a cop-out. Like, it's always, like, whenever there's a problem, Gina's like, let's bring Emma in. But it's, like, it just annoys me, too, because at the beginning, Emma's like, I'm not going to be able to be around as much, and she's around more than she was in the first one. There's not a lot of action until, like, the end of the book, which I was kind of disappointed with, and even that is very, very choppy. Like, compared to the first one when there were so many action scenes and they were so cool. This one, it's very, like, broken up. But, overall, as a whole, I would give it, I don't know, between 3.5, 4 stars. I'm excited to read the next one. I feel like Cole and Allie's relationship is in a better place because Cole's not such a D-bag anymore. I like Gavin. I'm excited to see where he goes. Kat, oh my gosh, Kat was so cute in this book. I feel bad for her, but, like, her and Frosty, she knows about her kidney problem now. I'm a little anxious to see where the series will go, because, like I said, she seemed to cram so much stuff in this that it was almost like overload of senses, but, I liked this one. I mean, Allie got her tattoos. I thought that was really cool. She gets, I think, a rabbit on one, and I can't remember what she gets for her parents, but she gets something for her parents. They're right on her wrist. It's really cool. Oh my gosh, and that's my favorite line in the entire book, was Cole's like, change your hair, you got these tattoos, I mean, what's with all the changes? And she's like, I'm getting ready for my night with Gavin when that vision comes true. And then it's like, oh, burn. And then she slaps him too one time. Oh my god, I really like Allie in this book. Like, sometimes she annoys me, but like, she didn't like roll over and die, basically, like Bella. When her boyfriend left her, she was like, I'm gonna go kick his butt and like teach him what he's missing. And Kat's like, I'm with you, girl. So yeah, overall I would give it probably 4 stars. It's still a really good series. It's not as good as the first one, unfortunately, which I was kind of expecting, but there's no love triangle, so yay, that makes me so happy. So if you guys read the book, tell me what you think. If you know anything about the third one too, tell me, because I haven't heard anything. I don't know when it's coming out. I don't know what it's called. The covers, of course, are gorgeous, so I can't wait to see that. I highly recommend the series. Like I said, I think I would give it 4 stars. I mean, 3.5 if the first one wasn't so good, but 4 stars on Goodreads. I haven't rated it yet, but that's what I'm sticking with. So, alright, thanks for watching. Tell me what you thought of it if you read it. Bye! Let's see, I don't like the Love Triangle in City of Bones, Evermore, Vampire Academy, Percy Jackson, Vampire Diaries, Harry Potter, Clockwork Princess, Twilight, Everneath, The Selection. Oh my gosh, I hated The Selection.